Good afternoon, people. I hope you guys had a happy Easter. Happy, happy, happy Easter. Man, I look out on the White House lawn and I watched all those people out there doing their Easter egg hunt. And I have to laugh about all the hypocrisy going on out there on that daggone Easter egg hunt field there. All these people out there that ripped off the American folks and they just having a good old time. And I can imagine that there are a lot of families and stuff here, this country, didn't have a chance to have an Easter egg hunt. What you got to say, Ted?
Don't be bamboozled. These people, their talking points is all the same. One thing you got to give them, they're on one accord.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All right, we're back. We are back. We are back. We are back. We are sitting here watching our country just go to pot. I don't. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going to happen and where the end game is at. But at some point in time, somebody's going to have to give a game up. And hopefully things will straighten themselves out in a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. But we can't continue down this path here, people. We can't. This country cannot make it through all this stuff that's going on here. All this terror mess that's happening. I was told the other day, well, actually last night, I was talking to some friends of mine, and I was saying, well, if he ends the terror, things will probably straighten themselves out. And then I was slapped in the face with this. Even if the terrorists end today, the damage has been done. I'm done, Ted. Go ahead.
Well, the one thing you got to give these red hats, these mega people, or if most of them like to call themselves conservative, they don't even call themselves Republicans no more. The one thing they do is they stick together. So the talking point today, all over conservative radio, is the college, these elite colleges getting government money, our tax money. They got endowments of $50 billion and $100 billion and all of this. They don't need our tax money. Besides, those schools ain't worth nothing, no way. They don't bring nothing to the table. It's worthless. All they do is talk about left stuff. That's their whole conversation. Now, they don't talk about, see, within the college, there are also nonprofit organizations within that college. And what they do is try to help and research different diseases. They have different programs for elderly people. They use those funds for just that. Now, are they perfect? No. But they're using that money to help some people. $2-3 billion is a lot of money to us, but to them and the things that they're doing with it, it's not. And probably the services that they're providing is saving lives. Now, they claim that the federal government gives out $60 billion or more to these colleges around the country. And the reason why is because a lot of these colleges don't have inclusion. So people apply for these universities or colleges because they're getting government money, then they have to be inclusive. That means they can't discriminate. That means that they have to include people. That means all people. You have these people that recruit, and when those recruiters are looking for people with money, those people are looking with people who can pay their bill. They're not looking for people who first-time college people. But when they have that government money, they can recruit those types of people. They qualify, but they don't have the money. That's why when I went to college 50 years ago, over 50 years ago, they had what they call a stipend. And if you played sports or something like that, then you was able to work part-time, 20 hours, 10 hours, whatever a week. And you got a check to buy some food or have some money in your pocket. Most of us didn't have cars to ride in, to go to the grocery store, and we didn't live in apartments. So we had a little change in our pocket. But this is the game they playing, as though these major universities, the elite universities, are taking your money and they don't need it. But you don't see them talking about nothing about the Pentagon and all the waste and fraudulent stuff that's going on in so many other departments. The overindulgent in salaries. But this is the federal government. And a lot of that federal government money goes out to these states so that you can have a police force. A lot of that federal money goes out so that you can have a FBI unit in your area. And on, all different kinds of homeland security. And the reason why is because we have allowed over 150 million people that just got off the boat, only been here for 50, 60 years, if that long. And so therefore, you're going to have a few scammers, crooks. When I came up, we could leave our door open 24/7. Can't do that no more. We live in a different world now. We have allowed all kinds of people all over the world come here. And that's no knock on them. It's just the fact is that they don't understand what real Americans are about. So this is what we are. But now you got these people claiming you just wasting money, giving these people all this money, $2-3 billion here and there. No, they're not. They're helping these people try to get themselves together, to go to college, to get a degree, whatever it may be. But it's not a waste of money. It's not a waste of time, because education is good. Stop listening to these people who swindling you. You got radio hosts making $2 and $3 million, and they telling you they stealing your money. They got radio hosts and TV hosts making $30 million a year. What he talking about is they stealing my money, because see, he don't want to pay more taxes. That's what it is. He want to get that continued low taxes rate that he's got already. He want to extend that. He needs to be paying more taxes. But y'all keep on listening to them, act like they talk, they talking to you. Doggone well, 50% of the American people don't pay hardly any taxes or more. I'm standing in line today coming from the grocery store, and this elderly man pull out 2 cards. And a white man, by the way. He come telling me he pulled out 2 cards. He had some kind of medical benefit to get food, and he had some, what they call that thing, the ATT or whatever what they call that card. Well, it's really
EBT,
EBT.
EBT.
Yeah, he had one of them cards, and he used both of them. And where do you think that money come from?
Well, that's part of your food stamps.
Thank you. That's part of the
stamp
government
program.
money. That's part of your taxes that we pay, that a lot of other people pay. But that's to help that elderly man get through his day, where he will have some food in his home. I don't know how selfish we can be, bro. That's all I got to say. I don't know how selfish we can be. This man probably worked all his life for 30, 40 years. And he
Absolutely.
probably kind of embarrassed about even doing that, taking the money. Because he worked his whole life. He always pull out his money and pull out his cash money and pay his own way. But when you get a certain age, or condition happened to you, you deserve some type of assistance. Ain't nobody saying you ain't gonna get rich off of this stuff. Only thing you're gonna do is maybe get by. Taking all your tax money. They're a joke, man. An absolute joke. And these people just listen to this crap in their head. Yeah, they're taking all our money. Your ass ain't even paying no damn taxes. taking all our money, messing with these kids trying to go to college, get a degree to better themselves. I'll tell you another thing too that really, really irks me. It don't irk me really because I ain't involved in it. But I'm gonna tell you something. These people ain't playing with us. And when I say these people, I'm talking about the Indian people from India, the Canada people, the Mexican people, the Swiss people. They playing a game with us Americans because of our leadership administration. They're just playing a game. They placating us. They say this man ain't gonna last long. He ain't gonna be there forever. Let's just placate him. So that's what they're doing. You got Switzerland right now talking about, well, we don't want to get clipped by him. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna promise we're gonna do $50 billion worth of business.
They're
That's
not the
probably
only
over
one.
10 years.
Yeah, they're not the only ones. There's a
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
a
couple
bunch
other
of them.
countries doing the same thing. Oh, we're
Yeah,
gonna do this for you
yeah,
because
they're
they
just
can,
placating. That's
because
all
they
they're
know
doing is placating.
he will take a bribe. He will take a bribe in a minute.
Yeah, and that's all. Now, here's the thing that maybe you might know this because I think you said maybe I might have misunderstood. North Dakota has abundance of gas. They only have 750,000 people in that whole state. But they're supposed to have so much gas that they would be able to pipe all that gas and make a ton of money. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't did the investigation, but I believe that these people, I wouldn't doubt it, what type of different resources that they may have under the ground. Also, they have so much land because they can do data centers all over North Dakota because they don't do, my understanding, they do a little farming, but they don't do a maximum farming because of the weather. So I'm glad for them. I'm hoping that they do tap into that and then they can bring some revenue because they've been living off the federal government for years and years and years. So the thing is that if you think about what's happening to the stock market and what's happening to this tariffs, Trump wants to be a king. He is constantly wants to be people to come to him and beg him. Mr. President, we're gonna do this for you. Here, Mr. President, we're gonna do that for you. Here, Mr. That's what he wants. He wants to be king. He wants to be the main guy around the world. And I'm gonna tell you, he playing with fire when he's doing that, in my opinion. Because you think these people are dumb? You think these people are stupid? There's always a payback. When you humiliate people, there's always a payback. And the people they're gonna pay back is us. That's all I got. Putting that jackass in office.
Well, it's interesting to me to see what is going on out here. That we have a lot of stuff that is going on, and it's interesting that you have people who are still talking about running for office. Who, well, I'm be running on the Democratic ticket, and we're gonna go out here and we're gonna probably win because what's going on now and stuff. Everybody is all upset, and the country's all upset, and we're people can't make it and stuff. But they're talking about something that's what, a year and a half away. You're talking about something that's a year and a half away, and there are people who are hurting right the hell now. So my thing to most of them who are sending me these emails and all the other stuff, what are you going to do about it right now? Because there may not be uh, anybody here to help you win. All the people and stuff that you probably looking to put you in office won't be around anymore because the only people going to be out there is these millionaires and billionaires. That's it. Who got money and stuff to make it through this stuff. Everybody else is going to be where out there in the poorhouse, sitting out in the street somewhere, or out on the corner somewhere, trying to live. So, and then you got our folks out there, these young black ladies and stuff out there. I had to see our attorney general in New York. She's out there fighting like all get out. We talked about this, I guess, last week, Kid and I, and they brought the fact up that these people said that she got some illegal stuff going on and everything. They finally pushed her in a corner and made her say something about it, and she said, "There's so many words that this stuff don't mean crap." And I guess whatever happened 10 or 15 years ago, I guess, and they just not bringing the stuff up. So some of the new people say it doesn't the statute, the limitation and stuff, happen and stuff now. And you can't come out there and try to convict anybody. You just brought some mess up that happened 10 years ago, and you can't do anything about it. So she didn't say a whole lot about it. She just said, hey, it didn't mean anything. And what they're saying is not hurting me at all. I'm not stopping. So we are saying that there are people out there who are out there and they are fighting right now, and they aren't waiting and like some of the other people doing for a year and a half from now to get out there and start fighting because people need help right the hell now. Now, I believe in the judicial system. I believe in the legislative branch of government. I believe in the executive branch of government. And we have someone who was sitting there who has said, and people of the Supreme Court has given him all the latitude in the world to do whatever the hell he wants to do. So when he defies, or as other folks saying, well, he may not be defying, and they draw on a very, very thin line here on between the executive branch of government and judicial branch of government and how they interact amongst themselves. And this guy he's done blurred that line. I mean, it is no longer black and white. No longer black and white. There's no longer a line there. And he is blurred it and stuff and saying, well, I'm not going to do what you say you're going to do. And he inches on that other side there. But you allow someone to go across that line and enter into tell you as the judicial branch that you can't tell me what the hell to do, then we don't have any, there's no roadblocks and stuff there. Your legislative branch has already said that they have given up and they're not going to say anything about what the heck he's doing. The judicial branch is out there supposedly fighting all by themselves. When you have government like that and you have things like that going on, I don't know how we come out of this thing to be there is no balance of power out there. I don't know how we come out of this and be okay. I really don't. I really don't know what's going to happen down the road because we're just playing games now, I guess you might say. We just playing games. So somebody can say I'm not going to do something, and the Supreme Court puts down a ruling, and the ruling it wasn't a 5-4 decision, it was a 9-0 decision. And the man still says, I can't do nothing about it. You can't make me do anything about it. And the case is Ilmar Obrego, or whatever his name is, he's still sitting down there in the prison. And the Supreme Court said, you need to get him back. And he turns around and says, I'm not going to do that. Or I can't do it because he's down there in another country. I can't get him back. So what do you say? He done defied what? The Supreme Court. Or has he defied the Supreme Court? He says he can't go get him. He is in another country. I can't go down there and snatch him out of their jailhouse. That's another country. We have no rights and stuff down there. He has a point. He's down there. You can't go down there and beat them people up and make them send them back. So what is our alternative and stuff to that? Is this man violating the law or what?
Well, I'm going to say this. He had the president of El Salvador sitting right there in the White House. He could have told him, release him.
Mhm.
The president of El Salvador said, I cannot release him because he's a terrorist.
Mhm.
Although they admitted that the man is not a terrorist. But you had the president of El Salvador, so he is in jeopardy, going against the rule of law of the United States. So in other words, if you, just because he's not a citizen of the United States, he still had immunity to get due process.
Yep.
So for him to say that goes to show you, what would he do with an American? Is that the way he gonna do? Ship off Americans, people that are Americans, to a different country, and then that country would say, "Oh, he's a terrorist. We can't allow him to go back to America. Yeah, we know you're an American, but you're a terrorist. A terrorist where? It wasn't in your country. So why are you even putting them in your prison? None of those people were terrorists in your country. Just because you label somebody that don't mean that's what they are. God only knows how many of those people or people that they didn't put in jail, they're not terrorists. But you got a whole lot of cells around this country that are terrorists, and they way undercover. They ain't going after them. They're going after the low-hanging fruit, people that's in college, people that's working every day, knocking on people's doors. Where's the evidence? That's just like this knucklehead talking about we got all kind of people in Social Security getting this and getting that. In Social Security, and there's no evidence of nothing. He ain't got no evidence of nothing. He's worthless, him and his Doge. But that, for that matter, Congress is worthless too, because they need to do their job. But you know, you can't do your job. How you gonna do your job when they don't want to discuss that? They want to talk about Biden's son for 4 years. Or they want to talk about Hillary Clinton for 4 years. Or whatever else that don't matter to this country. I was just looking up who's in charge of immigration. Well, you know who's in charge of immigration? Homeland Security. And within the Homeland Security, there's all kind of agencies within that organization
Okay.
that handles all of this stuff. What is wrong with this problem, bro? You know, they keep on talking about, you know, we need to fix this immigration. We need to fix the immigration. And we got all of these different types of programs. And yet, we can't fix our own immigration. We spend billions of dollars on immigration. Let me just bring this up here. Who's in charge of immigration?
Christine Nome.
Oh yeah, she's in charge.
She was the governor of South Dakota.
But here's the thing though, bro. You got a thing called U.S. Citizen and Immigration Services. They are basically keeping contact with that. They have also ICE. They have all these different organizations that deals with immigration. They got immigration services, local offices, international immigration offices. They got immigration that hands out visas, all of these things. But yet and still, they can't control immigration. They can't have a legitimate immigration laws. There's already laws on the books. There's always been, you know, different things that they can do. But these people wanted these people that's undocumented to come over here, slip over here so that they can work for a little or nothing. And that's what they don't want to talk about. That's what they don't want to talk about. You don't see no ICE raiding no companies. They're looking for undocumented, go raid some companies. They ain't gonna do that. Because you know why? It's cheap labor. There's a whole lot of companies that's out there hiring cheap labor, undocumented, don't even have visas. This is a joke. It's a flat out joke. That's what it is. And they sitting up here scaring half America to death. These people come here to work because jobs that, I'm gonna ask you something. When you came up, did you ever wring a chicken's neck?
Nope, I saw it done though, but I didn't. I've never done
Let
it.
me tell you,
I've
I
seen
used
it.
to wring a many chickens' necks.
Whoa.
Put them in the hot water and pick the feathers.
Well, I've done that, but I never wrung their neck before.
Bring their neck just as boom. Pick them up, throw them in hot water, pick the feathers. Well, these people have to cut these chickens' necks off, pick them feathers, all of that. But you know, it's a major company that they work for. You
Hmm.
don't see them raiding no
Contract them.
chicken companies.
They contract them.
Same
Tyson.
thing with hogs. Go to some of these, go to Iowa, go to Ohio, hog country. Same thing. They're a joke, man. These people are a joke. That's what they are. They're a joke. And they're sitting up here. These people come here and they're doing jobs that Americans do not want to do. We did that. We picked the tomatoes. We shot the hogs in the head. We wring the chicken necks. That's what we did for years, centuries, decades, to feed them white folks. And they gave us the scraps. And now these people come and tell me, well, this is slave labor. No, it's not. You're getting $1 or whatever you're getting, $5, $6 an hour. You come here to work, so now you got a job. You ain't making $15, $20 an hour, but you're making some money. But you undocumented. Ain't no American gonna work for no $5, $6, $7 an hour and not get any benefits, days off. If you get sick, you don't get paid. That's not the American way. So all they're doing is using these undocumented people, and these undocumented people obviously can't get jobs in their own country. So they come here and they do the work.
Absolutely.
And ain't nobody dogging that. Ain't nobody, if I was in that condition, I'd be doing the same thing. Trying to do the same thing. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm just saying. But until they start raiding these these companies and looking for undocumented agents, then you tell me something. Because I ain't seen it. I ain't heard not one ICE person raid no company. And it's a whole, hey, you go up to Wall Street and you can raid that too, because there's a bunch of undocumented people up all around in New York working on Wall Street. These people think we stupid. That's what they think. Ain't nobody stupid, man. We know you are stupid. You think we stupid.
Well,
Stupidity
Ted,
people.
so some of our people and everything they are gullible and they get taken and stuff, and it happens and stuff in this country. There's a whole society of people and stuff who take folks. That's their job is to hoodwink people. Just like you said at the beginning of the show, we've been bamboozled and hoodwinked. So, and that's what they do. They're out there every day hoodwinking people out of their money. trying to figure out a way.
And that's why we have 85 million people that don't vote. Because they're being hoodwinked.
Yep, they've been hoodwinked, and they are there, and it happens every day. It doesn't, and there is no particular person that they go after. That they are going after that money, and they're gonna get that money some kind of way. They're gonna fool you. They're gonna carry it in front of you, and they do everything they can and stuff to get their money. They'll come to you and tell you, you do this, and this will happen. Dangle that carrot in front of them. Get that carrot, put that carrot in front of them and everything, and then they snatch it away and put the carrot in front of you, and after they done drain you dry.
And here's the thing though, bro. You know, I mean, we talked about this a number of times, but you know, they have these agencies, you know, that's from each country, and they bring these people over and they get their little D1 visas so that they can work, and they all come together, and then they, you know, different countries, India, not so much China, but different areas all over the place, come here, and they get these visas, and then they go to these companies and they work. But you know, those jobs that they're taking are for real engineers that are Americans that they won't hire, because they'll hire those people. They do the same work because they've been trained to do it. They pay them half the price when they're supposed to be paying the real engineer $120,000. They pay them $60,000, $70,000. Well, they're making more money than they ever made in their life coming here, even they working for an agency. And God only knows how much the agency is even paying them. The agency might be taking $10,000 a month out of their salary, or $5,000 a month out of their salary, because they got them the job. This is the game that these corporations play, bro. I've seen it with my own eyes. And we're talking from top to bottom, from the lowest job, janitorial, doing all kinds of hotel work, all of that, from top to bottom. That's over 50 million people in this country that's undocumented. And I'm not exaggerating. They didn't buy houses and cars, you know, and then here's the deal. They can have driver's license. So if you got a driver's license, you can buy a car.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can.
You buy a car, you got a driver's license, you can buy a house. And ain't nobody knocking these people, because, hey, you do what you got to do to survive. And hey, you smart enough to get that job, you can do that job, hey, more power to you. But what I'm saying is, don't be thinking that you pulling the wool over most of American people, because I'm telling you, I'm not saying nothing that's been written about, that's been talked about, that's been discussed many times over. And this stuff been going on for decades. You know, the big push for black folks to get a good education and everything and all that, and black folks go get their college education and get everything they're supposed to do, and they can't even get an interview. You're a joke, corporate America. You're a joke. That's what you are. You're a joke. Now you scrambling around figuring out how can you keep your stock share up and get more share of people. People realize that you're a joke. Y'all playing games. If you're smart enough to play that game, there's a lot of them are, because they're making tons of money, especially these day traders, bro. These day traders making a whole lot of money because they know how to play the game. I'm talking about the smart day traders, the ones that know what they're doing. I ain't talking about these amateurs that, you know, barely know what they're doing and they're just learning. But some of these people that's been doing this day trading for years, boy, they making bank. I'll check them out. They're all on YouTube. And they taking that money from them corporate people. They taking that money. I mean, you know, they ain't taking billions, but they taking a lot of money, shorting them out, doing option trading, all that stuff. They know how to play the game, bro. They beating right now. They are beating AI. That's what they doing. They beating AI. Anyway,
Final word, sir.
I'm gonna say this. You know, at least we know. That's what I'm grateful for. That's what I'm grateful for. At least we know. Ain't a damn thing we can do about it. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Because they got all the money, they got all the power. And then you got, when, you know, they say, hey, when you got 85 million people that don't vote, ain't a damn thing we can do about it. They got the power, bro. So the only thing we can do is let them know that we do know. It don't matter what we say, because we ain't got no power. And then on our show, people don't have enough sense to even listen and do their own research and do some critical thinking. Do your own thinking and do your own research. What I'm saying is what I've studied, what I've researched. I don't spend 7, 8 hours a day sitting around watching TV. I'm sitting up here reading books and reading stuff and knowing what's going on. Because I got that kind of time. But I'm just saying, do some critical thinking, bro. That's all I'm telling y'all. Just do some critical thinking. There's a whole lot of smart people, way smarter than me, that know what's going on. Study them. They'll tell you. Be aware of these people. There's a bunch of evil people out there, bro. Just for money. Money is the new porn. Just for money. They don't care about nobody. They don't care if these people starve to death. They don't care. And what you just said it earlier. You said it earlier, Ed. What a shame. They out there in front of the White House. That's some hard-hearted people, bro.
Well, I'm going to support all the folks out there who are doing what they're supposed to be doing out there. I just saw a email message that came in that this man's who they illegally deported, Yilma Abrego, he has a wife and 2 children. And they had to put his wife and his 2 children in a safe house. Somebody's out there threatening these 3 people's lives.
Mm.
This man is sitting down there in the jail illegally, and they are threatening his wife and his 2 children's life. They have to be put into a safe house. That shocked me. I could not. What kind of country we got?
Oh, we got a great country. We just got some evil people.
Yep, there's some evil people here. A lot of them. A lot of evil people. That they would do that to this man's wife and 2 children. But they are so afraid. Somebody threatening them. They had to put them in a safe house and hide them away. What are we gonna do, Ted? I don't know.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and this right here is my spiritual tip. This is my spiritual tip. And I don't classify myself as no holy roller, but I'm a believer. And I'm gonna say this. There's a story in the Bible that one angel destroyed 85,000 evil people. I'm just saying, when evil rise up, because God hates evil. He hates evil. And he's just right now, he's a merciful, patient. He wants people to rise up. He wants people to do the right things. And so he's merciful. But there will come a time that's all I'm saying. The ministering angels are watching how you're treating the poor,
Hmm.
watching how you're treating the homeless, watching how you're treating the sick and the invalid. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we can only do so much as individuals. You might do a little something here and there, but when you deliberately try to just kick them to the curb, throw them like they're garbage.
Man, that just shocked me, Ted. When I can't imagine how this young man, and I'm pretty sure by now the word has gotten to him what has happened with his family and what this country has done to his wife and his children. And I remember hearing uh, Van Hollen, the senator, who had a chance to sit there and talk to him. And this young man says he was worried about his family. And Van Hollen told him, "So don't worry about your family. Don't worry about your family. Everything will be all right. We worried about you." And his worry about his family it came true. That these folks trying to hurt them too. Anyway, Ted, keep praying, man. Keep praying that we're gonna be okay. I'm just all shook up here and everything, Ted. I just can't. It's hard for me to deal with all this stuff that's going on. I mean, it's really hard to see what the heck is happening. I am absolutely afraid to go out to the store and try to buy something. What kind of money am I going to have to pay for the stuff that I usually buy at the store? So I'm sitting here at my house and stuff. And my wife, she runs out. I got to go to the store. I got to go to the store. We go out there and we take our money and buy stuff.
I feel you, bro.
Hey, I don't know, man. And I need a couple of appliances and stuff. We need another refrigerator and all that. And we eventually gonna have to have another washer and dryer and stuff. Hell, I can't go out there and buy it because that shit might have cost me double what the heck it would 2 months ago.
Well, they jacking up the prices. Ain't no question about that.
Hey, scared to go out there. Scared to go out there and look. I usually go on to Amazon at least once or twice a week. I don't think I went on Amazon in over a month now to buy nothing, even go up there to price anything because it's gonna piss me off and stuff to see it that these prices are gonna hitting up. And they expect us to go out there and buy their products and stuff after this knucklehead and put a tariff on it that didn't need to happen. It did not need to happen. But that's where we at today, people. So anyway, me and Ted will see you people tomorrow, and you guys hopefully have a good day. Bye-bye.